I'm going nowhere. Somebody help me, yeah. Just staying alive. It's getting up, and that guy. I doubt that's actually his number. I think it's a friend's number because I've had friends that done that before. I've had Quinn has written Matt's like number on like the underside of like a table at a preschool or something. Hold on, I got to fart. That was a silent but that made me. So studio should be firing range. So speaking of studio, what about Universal Studios and freaking Orlando, Florida? As I fail at this game, time to go on the raid. So we went there to the parking lot. Right off the bat, I kind of had sort of low-ish expectations because Universal Studios doesn't have that sort of like... Because I've spent the last few days at Disney, and Universal Studios doesn't have that sort of like a brand association that Disney does. Like, despite if it's like Pixar or like whatever studio or animation studio, it's like with Disney, it's like freaking, it's Disney. You could say those are Disney characters, You can like easily associate them because they're all like mainly like cartoony and stuff, except for Pirates of the Caribbean. But that started off as right first. Oh, it's fucking fire swag. I don't remember the sponsor for this. So yeah, it just doesn't have the brand name association. Oh, there's a dinosaur. Jurassic Park. I gotta talk about that. So freaking shit. So. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It looks so much better than firing range because it's so creative. And So we go into the parking lot. It has a pretty big parking lot, and then yeah, the parking lot was very nice. So and so right off the bat, a thing it has over Disney is moving sidewalks that get you into the park. Oh, moving sidewalks. I don't know because we actually had to like, I was like my friend was like a Club Disney member or something, so we just take the buses to Disney. So. I don't think there are moving sidewalks there, but the moving sidewalks, oh, it's like divine. You're moving, it's a sidewalk, oh. So, enough about the moving sidewalk. So we go into the park, and so we go to the Island of Adventure instead of the other two, because it's freaking... headshot to the... Because it's freaking where Harry Potter World is, because that was going to be our first stop. So, we go right across the bridge to the... Oh, I'm going to see you! That was amazing. I was seriously like freaking out for a second. I had no idea what was going on. So, yeah, he's freaking. This doesn't have. What am I saying? What am I freaking saying? Oh, or he's coming down. Okay. I just needed to focus for a second. So, freaking. So we go across the bridge, and then there's a big welcome sign. And so, it has a picture of the Cat in the Hat, right, smiling, waving at you, giving you welcome, right next to a picture of the Incredible Hulk, freaking just, like, staring at you, word and rage. I have several, this just a welcome sign, but I have several problems with this. Problem number one, I have no freaking clue that Universal Studios have the rights to, like, the freaking Cat in the Hat. It's not like the freaking creepy-ass Mike Myers version, it's just, like, I guess they have, like, all the rights to the freaking, all the Dr. Seuss stuff, because there's, like, a Dr. Seuss section. And I guess I sort of guessed the Marvel Heroes, but first off, why would you associate those two characters together? I mean, seriously, who thinks of when you think of Cat in a Hat, you just think, giant green rage monster, and they're just it's the two polar opposites of the frickin' thing. Two polar opposites of, like, the park, because you have, like, the serious, like, big, enormous Hulk coaster, and we're losing terribly again. Big, enormous, like, Hulk coaster with lots of twists and turns, and then you have, like, the Dr. Seuss land for kids with the Cat in the Hat ride on the way to get through. It's fucking scary. So, Cat in the Hat. And so, friggin' Shrek. And so why would you associate those two together on a frickin' welcome sign? It's just, it just bothered me. So, we had to go through Dr. Seuss Land and, like, the Lost Continent. I don't know what that is. Is that, like, an old movie thing? I don't know. We had to go through those worlds to get to Harry Potter World thing. Or the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It's fucking world. It's Harry Potter World. So we went through, and so I noticed the Dr. Seussy place was actually pretty Dr. Seussy. It looked straight out of a Dr. Seuss book. And then they all had these colorful signs, and then I realized that these colorful signs weren't for, like, rides or attractions. They were all for freaking, like, shops. They all have like Mr. Magoo's Sweet Palace and stuff like that. And there was all for frickin' like shops and stuff. It's just they were like advertising like shops as frickin' like rides. I mean, like that's something that Disney like. Well, Disney does do it. Like as soon as you go into Magic Kingdom, it's a fucking like. It's like a whole bunch of shops before you can even get to the rides and stuff. But you don't. But it took me a while to figure out that they were shops. I thought they were just like magical buildings because they didn't have huge protruding signs with like childish names. I had to look closely and then realize it said, "Oh, eatery, clothing store." But no, these guys they're like trying to like entice kids in, and it kind of makes you feel a little dirty to a degree. And then Lost World, I have no freaking clue what that is. It looked nice. It looked nice. I have no clue what it is, but it looked nice. But, and then we got to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It looks, like, incredible. You start off in, like, Diagon Alley, and that is a whole bunch of shops, but I actually get that, because Diagon Alley is a thing of shops. Well played, Universal. Well played. So you go through there, there's a whole bunch of Butterbeer stands, and each of them has, like, a huge line for it. So it's basically like a milkshake. It's really cool, and they have all the shops from the stuff and everything. So we go to Hogwarts with, like, with the Harry Potter ride because that was our first stop. And so it says, like, there's an hour wait, but we kept constantly moving through the line because it looked like it was designed for, like a 3-hour wait. And that's actually a really good design choice, because it keeps the line moving. I'd much rather, like, have a half-hour wait where I keep walking through the line instead of one where I just, like, where it's, like, a really short, compact line, and I'm just, like, standing there for an hour. It just gives you a sense of progression, keeping things moving, you know? It feels right. It feels... I'm scared. Okay. So, yeah, that was really good, and they just, like, walked us through, like, Hogwarts and then stuff. And then they had us, like, put our bags and stuff in, like, lockers and, like, our phones and stuff for the ride. So why not just, like, have, like, an undercarriage, like, thing like Disney does? Like, you could just put your bag, like, underneath the seat and lock it up, and it doesn't like, fall out of your lap during the thing. You know? You know? Oh. Oh, hello. And so I'm just like, damn, and then we just wiped through a whole bunch more areas, like really cool, like greenhouse stuff and inside Hogwarts, and I really wanted to take pictures, but I put my phone in the locker, and then apparently there were, I think, like, undercarriage, like, seat things, don't quote me on it, from what I hear. Yeah, and then, so, story is, from what I gathered from bloody, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, things that talk to us during the ride is that Dumbledore wanted us to go to Professor Filch's. That's a noose. That's unfortunate. No one should play themselves. So, he wanted to go to like a history of Hogwarts like lesson, but apparently it was really boring. So, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, of course, they're the only students that go to Hogwarts. They're going to take us to a Quidditch match. So we get into the seats and we're like flying. We're going off to the Quidditch matches. Then Hagrid's there. He's just like, "Hey, have you seen my fucking dragon? It just went loose." So yeah, there's a freaking dragon, and it's like you can clearly tell it was like a video, but then it just like quickly went to like robotics and animation. And you're like going through a burning building, and it was like really felt like you were flying. But this dragon, it like breathed fire directly on me. We're like, "Oh shit!" But it was just like smoke. Now that is a recurring theme with Universal Studios. It's just like smoke everywhere. And so, and then we flew away from the dragon somehow. And then of all the stuff from the Harry Potter world, they had to include the enormous fucking spiders. Gah! I shut my eyes the entire time, and they spit water on you and everything. Like this fucking huge spiders and the Whopping Willow, and just spiders. Fucking spiders! That's not how you enjoy a theme park ride. You don't put spiders in your freaking ride, and then we finally make it to the Quidditch game, and then Draco Malfoy is like, "Having fun with your fucking Muggles, Potter," and then just bumps him, and the Dementors come out of fucking nowhere, and just go to steal your soul, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm not having fun." It was good. It's just a little too freaky deaky scary for my taste, but not as scary as Cat in the Hat. I need to talk about that. I'm running out of time. I had more rant than I accounted for. So yeah, and then we went to and then there was a cool little roller coaster there, Flight of the Hippogriff. It only took like a minute, and it had like a 15-minute wait. That was alright. And then, bloody... They really stressed that you couldn't wear like hats or sunglasses like there was just like they were like the people like ahead of us were like about to go on the ride, and then like they were like about to take like the big drop that starts you moving, and then like I just hear a woman on the speaker go, "Is like, car in row 2, take off your hat or I will stop the ride. Take off your hat." I was like, whoa. She was like completely freaking serious. She's like, take off the hat or I will stop the ride. Like, oh, they don't want to get liability probability on hats. Yes. And then I guess I gotta continue ranting about this eventually and hopefully not get crushed. What will happen next on my journey to Universal when I travel to, where will I come next? To Jurassic Park, Cartoon Worlds, Marvel superheroes, and what is this blasted cat in a hat ride that I speak of? Stay tuned next time when I do. Ooh, look at all the duplicants. I'll do it. It's Vertigo. Stay tuned next time when I talk more about Universal. I'll hopefully get through all my rants. 97, 53 more to go, and only 9 more to go. And who knows? Yes, see you next time.